Gimme head with hair, long beautiful hair, shining, gleaming, steaming, flaxen, waxen. Give me down to there, hair, shoulder length or longer. Here, baby, there, mama, everywhere, daddy, daddy, hair. Blow it, show it.
Now I think I looked like a hippie. The year was 1971, and I'd been with Joe about 2 years and hadn't had a haircut in all that time. My hair was pretty long and curly. At times I kept my hair in place with a headband made from 3 brown braided shoelaces. And one winter when I was on a crowded bus standing, it was crowded, I wore a large and heavy blue Air Force overcoat, and with my headband in place, an old woman grimaced at me and said to her companion, "You can't tell the boys from the girls anymore." Now a girl sitting next to them looked up at me and smiled, and I smiled at her. "There are ways," I said, and we both laughed. Now I saw Andy Warhol's Trash, his first successful above-ground movie. Joe D'Alessandro and his luscious ass is a junkie living on the Lower East Side with Holly Woodlawn, a transvestite playing a woman who hoards trash, precious junk.
You piece of trash. You junkie garbage. Out! After her! You can't! Hurry up! Get the fuck out of here!
Oh. Serious? Yeah, it's great. Really, those are really great shoes. Aren't they fun? Yeah.
Now the movie received something of raves, including mine, and Holly was both touching and hilarious and was even talked up for an Oscar nomination. But no one knew where to put her, Best Supporting Actor or Best Supporting Actress. Well, that issue was resolved a decade later when little Linda Hunt copped the Supporting Actress Oscar for playing a man in the year of Living Dangerously. As it happened, Holly was never even nominated. Now, Joe and I heard through the grapevine that Andy Warhol bought Art Deco doodads. But how would we get in touch with a pop soup artist? Well, I looked him up in the white pages, and by golly, he was there, and I called him. Well, Warhol didn't answer, but I left a message and said I wholesale Art Deco jewelry. Call me, and left my phone number. An hour later, he called. The next day, I went to his factory on Union Square with silver fishing tackle box in hand and each small slot filled with a gem of a jewel. Now, it wasn't a shabby building, but it wasn't the Empire State either, and I took the elevator up, got off, and was greeted by a stuffed dog resembling a gray boxer. Well, when the elevator door closed, I was enclosed in a small space with a dog and 3 walls. The wall on the left was a locked door. Andy had been shot a couple of years prior. So I pushed the buzzer, was let in, and walked into a large room. Long tables on one side and a couch straight ahead filled with Warhol superstars. I recognized Holly Woodlawn and Joe D'Alessandro, and then suddenly Holly bounced off the couch and came fluttering towards me, flouncing and chattering nonstop. "Oh, you are a gorgeous man. You come to see Andy?" Well, fluttering fingers laced over my arms, my chest, my hair. "Oh, what a man! You are so gorgeous." Well, I was tongue-tied, flattered, starstruck, and was saved when Andy Warhol walked over and led me into his tiny office. Now, I propped the tackle box on his desk and showed him my wares, and all the time blabbering away like an idiot. I don't know what I said. I just kept saying, probably because Andy was so silent. Perhaps that was his secret, silently studying people. Well, he nodded at the jewels, at me, and finally spoke. He asked prices and didn't buy a thing. But before I left, he asked where I bought my bell-bottoms, dark green denim that hugged my butt nicely. I told him I got them at a shop on St. Mark's Place. That's kind of the main drag in the East Village. He also asked me to return next week with new wares. On the elevator going down, me and Joe D rode together, alone, together. Ooh, I was tempted to drop to my knees and kiss his luscious ass. I didn't. Well, Joe and I were disappointed with Andy's no sale, but I was thrilled to have met him, still gaga over Holly and still drooling over Joe D. Well, Joe, my lover, asked, "You call him Andy?" I said, "Yeah." To me, it was natural. He wasn't a man you'd call Mr. Just wouldn't fit. Now, the following week, with new merchandise in hand, I returned to the factory. Holly wasn't there, neither was Joe D's. But Andy bought some fine pieces and paid in cash. Next week the same, and he became a good customer. Now, Joe scrounged through an ancient warehouse downtown and discovered a cache of Art Deco Bakelite bracelets. That's early plastic. All the same color and all the same size. I brought a couple of shopping bags stuffed with the bracelets to Andy, and he bought them all. And over the next month, Joe would meet me in the park across from the factory, hand over 2 bags full of the same bracelets, tell me what to charge, and it would go upstairs, and Andy bought every single one of them. Very weird. Well, another time, Andy bought an enameled Cartier watch that Joe found in some New England shop. Andy bought it, and we made a damn good profit on that one. Now, Paul Morrissey directed Warhol's movie Trash. A couple years later, he'd do the same with Andy Warhol's Frankenstein and Andy Warhol's Dracula, and I saw them both, and they were far out. And I don't remember a scene from either. Well, through the grapevine again, Joe and I heard that Morrissey bought American art pottery, our specialty. On a visit to the factory, I asked Andy to point Paul out, and he did. And I walked over and told Paul that I sold pottery he might be interested in. And Andy gave me a rave reference, and Paul came up to the apartment, bought one nice piece of groovy pottery, kind of a rare pottery at the time. It's probably still rarer now. Well, he got a good deal, and we made another fine profit. Now, my treks to Warhol's factory lasted, probably about a year, and they were good times. I enjoyed going there.
Got my arms, got my hands, got my fingers, got my legs, got my feet, got my toes, got my liver, got my blood.